Time out. Ponder nodded. The game will resume when the team with possession is back at the table and verbally announces it. No, it's dumb. Dorgai lowered his voice back down for John. Never mind. Well, just with sketch and all, it got me thinking. Sometimes I don't understand the audience's preferences. And, well, I kind of like her. Malay is actually pretty chill. Plus, last round she, really stood up for me. His grin faded, eyes slowly dropping again. I'm not really sure what excuse I could give. John nervously thought up on the spot. But, wanna take a walk outside with me real quick? Yeah, oh, right. John turned back to the gym, now barely visible through the snow and fog. And, well, probably, but I more so meant it it sounds like it kinda sucked for you there. At home. For you to turn around and protect them, even those who hurt you. That's not nothing. Malay stood on the table rigidly, anxiously pretending to toss ball after ball into the various cups. Extra practice during timeout is cheating. Dorgai leaned against the table, pretending to block her shot. Disqualified.
Oh no.
Malay's claw froze solid.
Oh god.
Kidding. Dorgai winked. I admire the dedication. Malay sunk down, claws holding her ears.
I'm just no good. I've never played before. I didn't exactly get invited to parties, Who would have thought studying was the irresponsible choice?
So you're a big nerd, Dorgai shrugged. So what? You don't need to be as talented or athletically handsome as me to be as good as me. I see some promise in you.
No, I'm not coordinated.
Malay shook her head.
I'm just not good at things. I never was. I'm so bad people never even played anything with me. It wasn't even fun for them. Who invites a weird girl to anything anyway?
Her teeth clenched.
And that was fine.
She again picked up the ball, nervously looking at it.
When it was just my self-loathing. But that's not what's at stake anymore. I'm literally killing people now. People. Everyone depends on me. On me! How did this happen?
She pretended to throw it, head dropping. I was having fun. Dorgai spoke after some time, shrugging. For the record.
What?
Malay paused. You said you were so bad people didn't have fun playing with you. Dorgai cocked an eyebrow. I'm having fun.
That's fucked up.
Malay's face creased.
You're having fun with this? People are having saws forced down their throats.
Dorgai thought about this for a second. I'm a fucked up dude. He finally shrugged. Point is, I'd invite you to stuff, such as world-ending survival games.
Please don't.
Malay responded, before an embarrassed smile flickered into view. Start! A voice suddenly cried, the doors to the gym bursting open with a hideous scream of distortions. The metal slab detached from its hinges, pinwheeling across the waxed floor like a 2-ton frisbee. Sarah was directly in its path, scowl deepening as she hacked her puppet to slam the door into the far wall. It dented a crater in the brick, dust kicking up. In the doorway, Callie swayed lightly, grin on her face. Sorry, she cooed, another tendril hacking away the remnants of the door frame as she giggled again. We can start whenever. I just wanted to do that. Dorguy's mouth hung open, gaze flashing to meet an equally startled John as he nervously stepped in beside Callie. I tried to stop her. He nervously put up a finger. Cold's eyes burned with animosity, tense fingers running along the blade of her knife. And with that, Callie's on fire. Ponder's smile stretched wide as Callie's first shot since the game resumed lasered into a cup. She may now shoot until she misses. Callie giggled, putting out her hand. Distortions billowed around her, unchecked and wandering. Dude, your plan sucked! She's like 8 times scarier now! Dorguy hissed under his breath. How much did she even have? Half a cup, John grimaced. It kinda hit her all of a sudden. She's not much worse at beer pong either.
So, my shot doesn't really matter.
Alea let herself relax as she held the little ping pong ball.
Here goes nothing.
The ball overshot the table by miles, landing on the floor. Alea flinched.
I was still aiming for the table, though.
She muttered under her breath. My turn. Callie cooed as a hostage was hacked to pieces. John fished out the ball, handing the cup to Dorguy before Callie shook her head. You, she spoke, slowly pointing an undulating chain at John. You drink. What? John's hand paused, sharing a confused glance with Dorguy. I mean, I can. We were just kind of alternating. Do it. Callie's eyes narrowed. I'll take the next one. Dorguy nervously diffused the situation, still looking at John for some hint of what was happening. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Guess not, John agreed slowly, looking back to Callie before carefully drinking the cup. Callie smiled, an expression not going unnoticed by John. Or Cold. John tossed the ball to Callie, who caught it gracefully, eyes narrowing in focus before she immediately spun it back around. It bounced off the table twice before impacting a cup dead center. Yeah! Dorguy clutched at his head. What was that about no trick shots? Something about a foolproof plan? I was tricking you, Callie spoke softly. That was the foolproof plan. If I had said I would do trick shots, you would have been prepared. I assume this is how the game is played. John, she's the literal devil! Dorguy overdramatically flailed his arms. Since when was she so manipulative? She's been playing us for fools this whole time! That's why you never trust the quiet ones. Team John is down to 4 cups. Ponder motioned to the crowd. Versus Team Callie's 8. Things are looking grim. The Team John sign holder cowered. Last cup is the hardest to hit, John assured Dorguy, focusing on Callie, and we're wise to her trick shots now. We're still in this. He smirked to Callie, who seemed unsure how to respond at first, before a soft smile crept up her face. Distortions wafted as she spun the ball on the tip of her finger, green eyes igniting. She reared back, limbs snapping before she drilled the ball forward with all her strength. Distraction! Dorguy yelled at the top of his lungs, suddenly pivoting with violent speed to roundhouse kick John in the stomach. John's eyes went wide, air yanked from his lungs as he collapsed to his knees. Callie flinched, hand imparting a misplaced spin on the ball just as it left her hand. The little sphere blurred well past the table, shattering against John's forehead and knocking him completely onto his back with a hefty crunch. Ow? John slowly put up a finger, a trail of smoke listing from a singe mark between his eyes. Dorguy looked in disbelief, before hysterical laughter erupted from his throat. Callie looked unsure of how to respond, terrified eyes staring at John before she slowly took a cue from Doorguy and giggled nervously. Doorguy held out his hand, John grudgingly grabbing it and hoisting himself up. Sorry, bud. Doorguy slapped him on the back hard enough to almost knock him over again. But that was awesome! We did it! She missed! Callie stopped giggling. No rule against harming those on your own team, Ponder announced, flipping through a notepad quickly even though the pages were blank. Seems within reason to me. I'll allow it. Team John with possession. Good one. John nodded through a pained expression, sarcastically continuing, not like waving your arms would have achieved the same thing. Exactly. Doorguy grinned. I knew you'd get it. All or nothing. Ponder tossed 2 balls to John and Doorguy. Alright, time to make up some lost ground. John nodded. You first? You first. Doorguy smiled. My apology for breaking your ribs. I feel better already. John rolled his eyes before tossing his ball cleanly into a cup. Nice! Doorguy pumped his fist. Furthest back left? I got this. This is for you, Mama Door. He suddenly paused to whisper to John. My parents were both doors, cedar and oak. You could say my existence really hinged on them getting together. Throw the fucking ball. John coughed up a speckle of blood. Doorguy spun like an 80s dancer, lobbing the ball with the grace of a dead 80s dancer. It made a soft clink as it impacted John's same cup, splashing out a speckle of beer. Hell yeah! Doorguy high-fived himself before suddenly remembering he wasn't alone and turning to John for an actual high-five. Nice. John winced as he lightly smacked Doorguy's hand, his ribs making a gruesome shifting noise. 3 cups and balls back, Ponder announced. Now 4-5, better watch out, girls. Callie's eyes darkened, hand tightening as she brought up one of the cups.
I can...
Maleye looked defeated.
You don't have to.
Callie chugged the first 2 cups, taking a second to breathe before downing the last one as well. Malaye's claw twitched, Doorguy's jaw hitting the floor. It gets easier each time. Callie narrowed her eyes. Alright, Doorguy quickly handed John a ball anxiously. I think we just broke Callie. She's in beast mode now. We gotta end this quick. Agreed. John hastily took the ball, not even bothering to talk to Doorguy before lobbing it directly into another cup. John, my boy! Doorguy was apparently starting to feel the effects of the drinks as well, if his appalling dance moves were any indication. He quickly raised his own ball, significantly more showmanship this time as he lobbed it straight off the table. Fuck me thrice, Doorguy cursed. Quit moving the table, guys! 1 cup, Ponder announced. Team Callie has possession. Maleye will go first. Callie spoke, handing a ball to her without even looking and drinking. We can accomplish any play they can.
Except for the good ones.
Maleye whispered to herself, nervously raising the ball. If she had eyes, she probably would have covered them, blindly tossing the ball in a tall arc. Clink. The ball bounced off the furthest back cup before sinking into the one directly in front of it.
Oh no!
She cried, looking to Ponder.
Does that count with the bounces?
Rules dictate that if a ball bounces off one cup rim into another, Ponder grinned. Both cups are counted.
Oh no!
Maleye cried, before stopping.
Oh wait! Yay!
Hey, good shot! Doorguy called over the sound of saw blades and screaming. Callie wasted no time in lasering her ball across the table as well, sinking it into the same cup. And that's 4 cups total. Ponder's teeth glinted in the light. Against Team John's 4. Team Callie wins. Not without a rebuttal, you long-eared wanker! Doorguy snapped. Get out of town! Right. The rabbit smirked. Team Callie gets 3 cups no matter what, but Team John's final cup is subject to rebuttal. If either John or Dorguy can hit any cup, they'll only lose 3 cups, but will still be in the game. And naturally, Dorguy snatched a ball out of the air, tossing it to John. John, the sniper's got this in the bag. Hit him, John. You got 5 cups. Easy. Not to mention you're heating up now. You make this shot, we might even take the game. John anxiously felt the weight of the ball, taking a breath before tossing it forward. It dropped right off the end of the table, overshot by several inches. Ah! Dorguy cringed. I built him up too much. He's cracking under the pressure. We're doomed. Callie giggled, Malaya wringing her claws together. Dorguy jogged in place to pump himself up, humming Final Countdown before tossing the ball behind his back and re-catching it. Do not worry, citizens, he pointed into the crowd, singling out the sign holder and winking. Under my watch, you will live to see another shitty day. Kapow! He verbally accented his throw, pile driving it Callie style in a direct line. Clink. It barely made a cup, beer splashing onto the table. And Team John is still in it, Ponder grinned. With 1 cup left against 5, things are getting tense. Team Callie with possession. Callie was starting to sway back and forth, laughing softly as she again pointed between the 3 cups and John. Drink, she grinned. Hell no! Not this time, you crazy experiment! Dorguy put out his hand in front of John to shield him. Stop flirting with my partner. John's carrying this team. The only thing he'll be drinking is the blood of your hostages. Oh my. Callie swooned, brushing hair out of her eyes and unsteadily walking forward. I would drink the blood of your hostages, but I think I'd still be thirsty. Seeing how you only have 1 left. The sass from this thing! Dorguy was stunned. Where has this been all along? I can't tell if I love or hate it. To repay you. Callie finally stopped in front of John, fingers slowly crawling over the lip of his cup. How about a deal? Cold bristled on the sidelines, head dropping as her teeth clenched. I drink this one, if you drink the other 2. Callie giggled, as if relishing in the fun of making a deal, eyes flicking between John and his hand. It's a trap! Dorguy shook his head, waving behind Callie's head. She's already apparently blackout drunk. I'll drink all 3, don't do it! Callie suddenly copied John's move from before, spinning to his side as she tilted his own arm to bring the cup to her lips. John's eyes widened, Dorguy flailing in horror. Just throw your dang ball! Dorguy folded his arms, grabbing John's shoulders and wrenching him back. My partner, not yours! Callie chain spider crawled her way back to her side, laughing before handing a ball to Malaya. Good job, bunny. She smiled softly, patting Malaya's head as John drank the 2 cups. You can do this.
What is wrong with her?
Malaya sunk down, hesitating with her throw.
She's scaring me more than usual.
You and me both, Dorguy nodded. Let's avoid getting any more WMDs drunk. Don't spill any vodka on sarin gas bombs or anything. Malaya laughed nervously, before shorting her throw considerably. Dorguy was just fast enough to swat the ball away before it could bounce close to the cups. Good throw, though, he quickly added. That's okay. Callie twisted a chain around Malaya's neck to lift the flailing rabbit up onto her head like a hat. Malaya froze in horrified shock.
Help,
she whispered. You'll get it next time. Callie patted Malaya. Don't worry. Lucky hat. She covered a giggle with her hand, green eyes looking to the 1 cup left. She softly spun the ball with distortion before tossing it carefully forward. It missed. Callie's eyes widened, shaking her head. She pressed her hand to her eye, still listing softly. I can't. I feel so strange. Team John has possession, Ponder announced, and Callie's probably gonna need a stomach pump soon. Who would have thought a 90-pound emaciated girl's corpse couldn't hold her liquor? John and Dorgai both made their next shots. John missed his next shot, but Dorgai managed to bounce his in. Team Callie with possession, Ponder announced, leaning forward. We're now down to 1 cup each. Exciting, no? The crowd truly was silent for the first time, horrified what might happen. Callie threw first, missing the table by miles. She clutched at her head, blinking slowly. Malaya nervously jumped down from Callie's head, lining up her shot before missing by a few inches. John took a deep breath, going to shoot before Dorgai shot ahead of him, sinking his directly into the cup. Oh, yeah! Dorgai spun around in disbelief. Check that out! Now, Ponder stood up excitedly. If John makes his shot as well, Team Callie will have no rebuttal. Will this be the last shot of the game? Beer splashed onto the table as John's ball clanked into the cup. Callie stared at the cup in disbelief, having trouble keeping her focus. Distortion softly warped at the floorboards by her feet. Malaya looked devastated, but hardly surprised. And Team John advances to the next round! Ponder clapped its hands, straightening its ears like antennae before pulling out a large button. And as promised, bye-bye Callie fans! The crowd erupted in muffled screams and struggling bodies before Ponder slapped at the button. A percussive detonation blew out the middle section of the bleachers. Wood shrapnel and stray limbs blurred into the nearby sections, killing and injuring far more than just the intended targets. The contestants all stumbled back as the shockwave kicked up dust and grime, knocking out several ceiling lights. Ponder, Sarah hissed after everyone finally steadied themselves. What the hell? Whoops! Ponder scratched at its head before shrugging. Well, that puts a bit of a time crunch in our supposedly third of surviving audience members. They're looking a little bleeding now. Better make this fast, Team Sarah. Callie slowly grabbed back up Malaya with a chain tendril, the puppet fighting back with scissors and a saw blade that sparked against the chain.
Callie, stop!
Malaya cried, flailing and exchanging the saw for an axe that was equally ineffective.
What are you doing? Please don't!
Callie softly put the rabbit back on her head before sinking to the ground and staring at her shoes. I'm sorry. She swayed, eyes partially closed. I'm sorry I failed, Bunny.
Hey, it's okay.
Malaya tried to sneak away before Callie pushed her back into place with a chain.
We did our best.
Callie slowly nodded before curling up and immediately going to sleep, crushing Malaya under her head like a pillow. Before the round starts, Sarah spoke to Ponder as it scurried around the table, blurring metals, setting back up cups and filling them with beer. Maybe have a short break. There is someone I wish to speak to. No can do. Ponder shook its head, slapping down the last cup and jumping back to its podium. Sorry, but as cruel as you think I am, I actually do follow my word. I do not want audience members bleeding out in the event they end up being part of the third spared. The round will start immediately. I understand. Sarah nodded softly, turning back to the table. Cold slowly walked up beside her, giving a nervous wave to John. John waved back, Dorgai rolling his eyes as he grabbed the balls. A new group of Team John hostages sat separated from the rest of their group, nervous eyes watching every move. Winner's table! Ponder trained the still functioning room lights on the table. Team John will start us off. Door guy with the swish! Door guy cheered, lobbing into the triangle of cups to completely miss. You tried. John and Sarah rolled their eyes at the same time, before stopping and flinching at the weirdness of this. Okay, that was just 2 times the mean. Door guy folded his arms. John took a breath before taking his shot. He missed as well. Would you like to go first, Cold? Sarah spoke calmly, handing her a ball. John, watch my feet carefully. A message from Sarah suddenly popped up in John's UI. It might actually be better that we're not allowed to talk in person at the moment. Cold slowly took the ball, haunted eyes scanning Sarah's features. John carefully looked under the table. Not now, idiot. Another message popped up, John quickly rigidifying. Here goes nothing, Sarah shrugged, tossing the ball haphazardly. Perfect shot. Cold raised her own hand, flicking her wrist to sail the ball directly into the same cup. 3 cups and balls back, Ponder cheered. Off to a good start, ladies. Oh shit, not this again. Door guy hunched over the table. John, why is it that everyone is better than us until they're drunk? Well, we stay about exactly the same. Alcoholism? John shrugged, drinking one as Door guy drank the other 2. Okay, well, going again, I guess. Sarah spoke, tossing the ball before a message immediately appeared in John's vision. Now. The ball landed directly in a cup. As Sarah stepped back, assumedly to admire her shot without checking behind her, her heel suddenly landed on one of Malaya's legs as the puppet continued to flail under Kelly's head. The little spindle snapped, meadow littering the floor.
Ah!
Malaya cried, causing Sarah to jump back and apologize. Cold was next to throw, eyes avoiding John. Her shot landed directly in the same cup as Sarah. Did you see it? Sarah's message continued. Don't say anything out loud. Act natural. 3 cups and balls back again, Ponder laughed. This might be a mercifully short match. What? Door guy was having a small breakdown. I thought Miss Laser Precision WMD was gonna be bad. Is no one seeing this? What is happening? John shook his head, looking away from Sarah's message. They must have weird dimensional twin powers. Okay, yeah, right. Door guy took this way too seriously. That must be it. John, we need to activate our own twin powers. Who knows? Maybe you're me from another dimension. You mean maybe you're me from another dimension? John cocked an eyebrow, drinking 2 of the drinks. No, I said it right the first time. Door guy drank the other. Alright, put out your hands. Okay. John slowly obliged. See what? He typed back to Sarah. You stepped on Malaya? Door guy made space noises, wiggling his hands around John's. Wonder Twins, unite! Just keep what you saw in mind for later. Sarah's message quickly followed up. I don't know how well these messages are encrypted. Nothing is safe. Form of a bucket of water, Door guy proclaimed, posing in an action stance. Form of a good beer pong player. John fumbled to play along. Ah shit, that's way better. Door guy snapped his fingers. Can I go back and change mine? Sarah and Cold again exchanged looks. Only 4 cups left. I guess me going first seems to be working. Sarah paused momentarily before again sinking her shot. Door guy literally smashed his head against the table. Cold made her shot as well. Did she make it too? Door guy mumbled from the table, showing no signs of movement. Sounded like she made it. Maybe just stay down there for a little bit, John grimaced. Door guy groaned, lifting his head an inch only to drop it again. Team John down to 1 cup, Ponder announced. Just one more round like this and the game is over. Sarah lined up her shot, tossing it only to finally miss her mark. Dorgai lifted his head in excitement, only to slump to the floor as Cold made the final cup. And we'll see if Team John can get lucky again with a rebuttal, Ponder grinned. Maybe they'll actually make a cup this round. Dorgai lay on the floor, looking up. John, everything is spinning and the rabbit is being mean again. Why is life so cruel? I'm right there with you, buddy. John sighed, extending a hand out to Dorgai. But we're not done yet. Dorgai woozily grabbed his hand and hoisted himself up. He grabbed a ball haphazardly and tossed it behind his back. It sailed far over the table. John, Dorgai held onto his shoulders, smiling widely. I'm gonna be honest with you here, man. I am hammered. Don't tell this to anyone, especially not Malay, but I've never actually drank before. Drunk? Doesn't matter. People don't usually do things with me. You know? Like, talk to me or play party games. Probably mostly because I eat them, but John, man, I would play a game with you anytime. I do honestly have a bit of a problem with the eating people thing. John nodded, having trouble supporting Dorgai's weight. But that admittedly giant, very, very important aspect aside, you're really fun. Right back at ya. Okay, nice bro to bro, now make the fucking shot, dog! Dorgai blinked out of sync, holding himself against the corner of the table. Also, side note, you think Sarah's into me? I totally feel like she's into me. I don't know how to let her down easy. She's not. Sarah rolled her eyes, so that was easy. See, already in denial. Dorgai shook his head slowly. It gets ugly around me with the ladies, man. John laughed, blinking heavily to try and focus his vision. Things were beginning to swim. He fumbled his numb fingers to get a grip on the ball before carefully tossing it forward for the final attempt at the rebuttal. It missed. And the ladies mop the floor with our drunk duo. Ponder cackled, bringing out the same red button. Now we can at least put some of these guys out of their misery. Dorgai just slumped onto the floor, giggling softly before curling into a ball and snoring loudly right through the explosion. John wobbled, wincing as gore splattered the walls and smoke began to fill the space. He shakily reached out to drink the final cup before sinking to the floor as well. The room spun circles around him, barely registering that Cold had rushed to his side, nor that Sarah conversed casually with Ponder, pointing to the bleachers before laughing. Ponder cackled as well, hopping onto Sarah's outstretched palm. They walked over to the remaining hostages. The world swirled into blurred smudges.